What moment in video games made you go fuck this? Is no one gonna call out Driver for the PS1? Fuck the garage. Driver was such a fun game, but I still have no idea why they made the tutorial the hardest level in the game. Me as a kid, what the heck is a slalom? There's always a moment in every Assassin's Creed game where stealth no longer becomes an option due to fuck-ups, NPCs or the most common cause, bullshit. That's it, fuck it, everyone dies. What do you mean? Are you saying you didn't want to randomly perch on the end of this park bench in the middle of this very intense and important chase/fight? When you climb up that damn high tower and then suddenly, before you can synchronize, this stupid fuck of an assassin decides to jump sideways down into doom. Playing one of those build your empire games and had to buy stuff to get to higher levels. No. Go fuck yourself. Uninstall. I figured, how else we're going to pay Kate Upton for being a huge asset in that ad campaign. The sad part is that we used to play browser games that were similar and were better experiences. For free. Anytime I beat a boss only to realize I've only beaten their armor. And then their health regenerates. Worst ones were Final Boss Sekiro and the ape on Sekiro lol. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles the seaweed level. Motherfucker, I hate that level. Oh, the damn level. I hated that part, and never finished the game to this very day due to that. The final boss of Final Fantasy IX. He had an attack that would drop your party to 1 horsepower each. He also had another move that would berserk your characters. I had fought him for a bit, but eventually he had everyone berserked and had killed off everyone but Steiner. At that point I could literally do nothing. Said fuck it and tossed the controller down. I went and grabbed a can of Coke, and when I came back, Steiner was still berserked and still attacking all by himself. I sat down and watched as the boss kept hitting him with the move that put him at 1 horsepower. Steiner kept wailing on him low, and as I watched, I managed to beat FF9 without even holding a controller in my hand. Is this the one where you just have regen, and because it's time-based and his attack animations are so long you can fully heal before it hits? Necron? God. I love this game so much. Edit, my username is from Final Fantasy IX. PS1. First Resident Evil. I was at my buddy's house. It was an old house, the kind that you always had the feeling someone was watching you. Anyways, I was upstairs in his room and he let me try it out. He had to go downstairs to get something. In the game, I walked out of the beginning room and the cutscene looks to the left, down the hall, and the zombie was eating that body, then turns and looks at me. I noped the game, turned it off and waited till he got back. I told him I just wasn't into it. The dog that jumps through the window in that first hallway. It still freaks me out to this day. When I played the Xbox/Switch remaster I was ready for it, but they altered the scene to happen when you come back through the hallway. They got me twice. Same game, same platform, when the first licker, I think they're called, falls from the ceiling, my brother and I both screamed so loudly that we woke my mother up and caused her to sprint into my brother's room. I've never seen her move so fast or been in so much trouble for being awake at 1 AM. Fallout 1. When I thought I'd just throw my stats around like any other Fallout game, I decided to stab a rat to death to save bullets. The epic massively long and withdrawn battle went down like this: the rat missed. You missed. The rat missed. You missed. The rat missed. After a fair few minutes, upwards to over an hour of that, I decided that I should probably take a break and brainstorm a better character. That rat didn't invest in good stats either apparently, smiley face. Lamau, that's literally the very first room in the game as well. That damn speeder bike level in Battletoads. Speeder bike level just required memorization. Fuck the clinger wingers, though. That was impossible. A lot of scenarios in the OG Tomb Raider back in the day. Was the first game of its kind I had played, and there was more than a handful of times fuck this was exclaimed lol. TR2, the Venice boat escapade. The jump made me go, oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, that game was pretty difficult. All you had to do was walk to the edges, step back, then run and jump, I believe. But if you were even like a second off, or in the slightest wrong direction, hello Lara death. That game was so much fun. The reboots are good, especially the first, but that original one was something else. First time I encountered a xenomorphin alien, Isolation. Hid in a closet for 15 minutes, shut off the game and haven't played it since. Isolation is legit the only game to have ever actually scared me since I was a kid. I distinctly remember feeling my heart still racing even after I turned off the game, and having every little sound in the house creep me out that first night. They did such a spectacular job of creating dreadful ambience. Hadn't been so unnerved by a game since the OG Resident Evil. Similar. He got me once. I put the controller down, said okay, I've experienced the game, and quit on the spot. When the mobile game I was playing went from no ads at all to unskippable 30 seconds ads. Instant uninstall. I stopped downloading free games like a year ago. I'd rather buy a $5 game and regret it 2 hours later than download free game and regret having spent 12 hours on it when I reach the point of pay to win or cheat foe. Also, of the dozens of games I've bought over the years, I've never really regretted any of them. First time I played Resident Evil 7 in VR. I'm screaming like a bitch after the second jump scare. Whole lot of nope. Do the basement and the sounds. Had to take the headset off and pat my dog. It's when you have to shimmy between the wall and all the cockroaches are crawling all over you and the wall. The fear was exciting. Most memorable VR moment yet. Cuphead, the genie level on hard mode. I had beat the game on normal, which is still hard but fair, and generally you can always say I know what I did wrong, I'll try again. Hard playthrough, I cleared everything up to that level and even a few beyond him, but that genie on hard was cheap as hell and I couldn't even get to his final phase. After trying probably 50 times, finally decided that I guess I wasn't beating the game on hard. I can't even come close on normal. Hard can go fuck itself. Lol. That damn dragon. When I first start and see that the camera controls are whack. Is this a reference to Mario 64 in 3D All-Stars? The pod racing level from LEGO Star Wars. My 8-year-old son was nearly crying when he asked me for help. After 10 minutes and only one lap progression I called my husband. It took us about an hour just for that one level. My whole cargo getting destroyed by a moron on a flying bike with undodgeable missiles. Fuck GTA. I think the worst part is that from what I can see, the server announces when a player's working a heist. GTAB isn't enough for me to buy the game, and TAO is full of immature assholes who like screwing over randoms. If I wanted to play in that kind of universe I'd go back to EVE. That right there is why I stopped playing. Like I get it, the bikes are cool, but it's fucking impossible to do runs for your business when there is a couple of these assholes flying around stalking you. God of War, The Last Valkyrie. Tried and failed at least 200 times. It can't be done by me. It took me almost 2 years of trying and giving up on that boss fight to beat it on the hardest difficulty. Not gonna lie, watching Kratos slam her into the ground and rip her wings off was satisfying. Valhalla. Valhalla, yeah, fuck her. I could deal with everything else, but with that dive bomb attack it always seemed 50-50 whether I would dodge it. Maybe there is a trick I missed. Will need it if I ever try it on GOAD difficulty. Failing the Vice City helicopter mission for like the 7th time and quitting the game. I never got past that mission. On a similar note, San Andreas, where you have to kill the drug dealers with the RC plane. To this day my most frustrating video game experience. I did the same. Then 10 years later my BF loaded my old game, and beat that level the first time. I still am sour about that. That train mission in San Andreas tow. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.